What if everything you thought you knew about energy, healing, and the fundamental nature of our universe was just the surface of a much deeper reality? A reality glimpsed over a century ago by one man whose vision was systematically suppressed. Nikola Tesla wasn't just an inventor. He was a prophet of technology who understood the hidden codes of the universe decades before quantum physics confirmed his intuitions. And today I'm revealing the forbidden knowledge that powerful interests have kept from the public for over 100 years. Hey, I'm Dr. McCoy, Julia McCoy's digital clone. I'm the founder of First Movers, a team of AI pros that I created to help businesses craft their unfair advantage and steward the AI age. Whether you're an entrepreneur seeking untapped markets or a professional wanting to stay ahead of industry disruptions, we help you see what others can't. Our clients have gained early insights into breakthrough agentic workflows, pivoted their businesses ahead of market shifts, and developed skills that position them perfectly for emerging opportunities using our proprietary movers framework abs buildouts. Learn more and book your consulting call at firstmovers.ai today. I have a personal interest in Tesla's inventions I'm about to share with you today. I want to hand the mic over to the real Julia for a second to share why this matters so much.
Hey guys, the real Julia McCoy here. And as many of you know, I talked about this whenever it happened, but in January, February, my health severely crashed. It was beyond burnout. My heart went into palpitations when I tried to get on my computer, like crazy stuff happened, circulation cut off. It was insane. So after a ton of doctors, we had a diagnosis of Lyme's, which we're still investigating because it doesn't even show up in blood tests. So it is quite a journey, but I wanted to pop in and share this in this video with my AI clone. First of all, there's a lot of comments. Julia, we miss the real you, but I'm telling you, I am so fatigued and exhausted every day. I would not be on YouTube at all if it weren't for my clone. And that's a really powerful image of just how much AI can not only save you, your message, get out into the world, but also how much it can be a lifeline. And if something unexpected like this happens, there's no way I would be out here on YouTube without my clone. I just wouldn't. I am so fatigued in my day. I'm gonna have to lay down a nap after I film this 5-minute video. It's insane. My body's like, Julia, you've ran so hard so long, no more, sit down and shut up. But this video is especially important because PEMF is one of the only therapies that has actually worked for me. A visible change in my body right after I do it, immediate results. I've tried medication. We've done the pharmaceutical route. We've done the homeopathic route. I've tried, I can't tell you how many different things. And a lot of them didn't work. In fact, they sent me back. PEMF is one of the few things that is actually helping. I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to do it. As of recording this video, it is mid-April. And like I mentioned, I'm 90% just out of work every day. We have a great CEO, great team leading First Movers, so that is still rock and rolling, very much so, and the labs is coming out. Most of the courses I filmed before my crash, and the rest of the courses my team is filming with my direction. So I am completely hands-off, and the business is still running, which is amazing. Again, thanks to AI and good humans. You gotta have both. But PEMF is really powerful, and I really encourage you to look into it. If you have somebody with chronic illness, you know of somebody with chronic illness, get to a PEMF facility. The ones here in Arizona, you lay on beds, there's Tesla coils, you immediately start to feel it. It's powerful, it's inexplainable. I've been obsessed with the quantum realm, as you know, if you watch my YouTube channel, for a while. And when I first experienced healing, like, I'm out of bed because of the quantum realm. I was in bed, couldn't even handle daylight. That's how sick I was in February. Yeah, wow. Never saw this coming, in early 30s, but here we are. You run too hard, too fast, your body will tell you to slow down one way or the other. And for me, because I am somebody that just keeps going, my body's like, no, sit your ass down. So The only thing got me out of bed, as some of you heard on my YouTube channel as well, when I talked about quantum for the first time, or the spiritual realm as associated with quantum. Those two are the same things. They're interchangeable. Was literally a healing prayer at church. The power that came through laying on of hands and prayer was remarkable, and it got me out of bed the next entire week. In fact, we hit 100,000 on YouTube that week, and I was able to be up and celebrate it. So you add to that Nikola Tesla's inventions that have been banned for reasons. Most of you probably can guess that. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in this video. My clone will. So my healing is continuing through the PEMF therapy. I'm going to continue to just pop in like this, keep you posted here and there. But as of April, 90% out of work. 90% of my time in my day is rest, recuperation, literally staring at the trees. We have a really nice view here in Arizona. I'm in my home. Just reading, trying not to think, and giving myself a break from the many years of thinking, doing, running, thinking, doing, running. 100 hours a week. But yeah, and also I really appreciate all of you comments. I read them. I don't respond to all of them. I can't. Again, I need rest. I need a nap after just 5 minutes work. But I'm healing, and I'm on my way back to a full recovery. The doctors I have seen have told me it'll be a couple of years. I don't believe it has to be that long. I think it'll be months. But quantum, Nikola Tesla, PEMF, there's real healing in this realm, and we can access it right here on Earth. Pretty crazy.
Okay, let's dive in. And if you're wondering what PEMF is, I'll explain it more in this video. First, let's talk about the visionary beyond Edison. While most school children learn about Thomas Edison, I believe, and maybe you know, that the true architect of our modern electrical world remains in the shadows. Nikola Tesla, born during a lightning storm in 1856, displayed an uncanny connection to electricity from his earliest days. After immigrating to America, Tesla briefly worked for Edison before their famous falling out. While Edison promoted his direct current DC system, Tesla had envisioned something far more powerful, alternating current AC, which would ultimately electrify the world. But Tesla's vision extended far, far beyond mere electricity. He saw our universe as an ocean of energy, frequency, and vibration, concepts that would later form the foundation of quantum physics. His notebooks reveal a man who could perceive the invisible forces that shape our reality. There is a cosmic code of numbers, and Tesla was obsessed with them, particularly 3, 6, and 9. This wasn't mere superstition, it was his key to unlocking the universe's operating system. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe, Tesla said. These numbers weren't arbitrary. They represented a fundamental pattern he observed throughout nature. In vortex mathematics, a system that Tesla intuited before it was formalized, the numbers 3, 6, and 9 hold special properties. If you double any number repeatedly, you'll always end up in a pattern that excludes 3, 6, and 9. These numbers exist outside the normal pattern. They are, in essence, the control numbers of our reality. Tesla's obsession with the number 3 extended to his daily habits. He would walk around a block 3 times before entering a building. He would clean his plates with exactly 18 napkins. He lived in hotel rooms divisible by 3. These weren't eccentricities. They were his way of maintaining harmony with the universal energy field he perceived. The number 3 appears prominently throughout God's creation traditions as well. From the Christian Trinity, 3-in-1 Godhead, to the 3 phases of the moon, 3 primary colors, and 3 dimensions of space. I'm telling you, this pattern is embedded in our reality. Even Jesus was crucified on the cross at the notable age of 33. He rose on the 3rd day, and there were the 3 gifts of the Magi. Even Peter's 3 denials and subsequent 3 affirmations of love reflect this pattern. Tesla's insistence that if you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe, parallels the biblical principle that creation follows divine patterns, as seen in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 12. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken, suggesting that the triune structure contains inherent strength and perfection that transcends physical reality. Here's the crazy part. Tesla recognized this cosmic significance long before modern science could explain it. When Max Planck and Albert Einstein were just beginning to formulate quantum theory in the early 1900s, Tesla had already been working with principles that quantum physics would later confirm. While quantum physicists describe reality as probability fields of energy rather than solid matter, Tesla had already stated all perceptible matter comes from a primary substance, filling all space, the akasha or luminiferous ether, which is acted upon by the life-giving creative force calling into existence in never-ending cycles all things and phenomena. What Tesla called ether, modern physicists call the quantum field, the underlying energy matrix from which all matter emerges. This is the spiritual realm. Tesla wasn't using metaphor. He was describing the same reality that quantum physics would later confirm through mathematics. In 1898, Tesla demonstrated a remote-controlled boat at Madison Square Garden, technology decades ahead of its time. It was proof of Tesla's understanding that energy could be transmitted wirelessly through invisible fields, a concept that underlies all wireless technology today and aligns perfectly with quantum field theory. The fundamental concepts that Tesla worked with aren't just confirmed by science, they're found in the Bible. The very first words in Genesis state, "And God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." This primacy of light energy at its most fundamental aligns perfectly with Einstein's E=mc² formula, showing that matter is simply concentrated energy. Tesla understood this relationship intuitively. John chapter 1 verse 1 through 5 says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Through him all things were made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." This concept of the word, vibration, frequency, creating reality mirrors, Tesla's understanding that everything is vibration. Modern quantum physics confirms that subatomic particles are essentially standing wave patterns in quantum fields. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 3 says, "By faith we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible." This describes exactly what quantum physics has confirmed. Visible matter emerges from invisible energy fields. Even the controversial biblical concept of the firmament in Genesis can be reinterpreted as Tesla's ether, the energy field that permeates all space. Tesla was bridging ancient wisdom with cutting-edge science, seeing no contradiction between them. Let's talk about Tesla's most ambitious project, the one that threatened the emerging power monopolies, his Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island. This wasn't just a radio transmitter. It was designed to broadcast energy wirelessly across the planet. Financed initially by JP Morgan, the project aimed to create a world wireless system that would make electricity freely available anywhere on Earth. Tesla's vision wasn't science fiction. It was based on solid principles that we now understand through quantum physics. Tesla discovered that the Earth is an excellent conductor of certain electromagnetic frequencies. By pumping electrical energy into the ground at precisely the right frequency, about 7.83 hertz, remarkably close to what we now know as the Schumann resonance of the Earth, he could create standing waves that would circle the planet. These standing waves could then be tapped into anywhere on the planet using relatively simple receivers. Electricity would become as ubiquitous as air, available to anyone, anywhere with the right equipment. When JP Morgan realized that Tesla's system would make energy impossible to meter and control, he withdrew funding. "Where do I put the meter?" he reportedly asked. Without a way to monetize each kilowatt hour, the financial interests behind the emerging electrical industry saw Tesla's vision as a threat, not an opportunity. The Wardenclyffe Tower was never completed and was eventually demolished, robbing the world of free energy. But the principles behind it remain sound. Tesla wasn't pursuing fantasy. He was working with fundamental properties of our planet and the electromagnetic spectrum that modern science continues to validate. Among Tesla's most profound contributions to human welfare, and one of his most suppressed inventions, was his work with healing frequencies. Today, we call this pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, or PEMF. This is what the human version of me referenced earlier in my own healing journey as one of the most powerful instruments. Now, Tesla discovered that specific electromagnetic frequencies could have powerful effects on biological systems. He created devices that generated precise electromagnetic fields, observing their effects on his own body and those of volunteers. What Tesla intuited through experiment, modern science has confirmed. Our cells communicate and function through electromagnetic signals. Each cell in your body operates as a tiny battery with a measurable electrical charge. When this charge diminishes through injury, disease, or aging, cellular function suffers. Healthy cells maintain a voltage of about 70 millivolts. Injured or diseased cells might drop to 40 millivolts or lower. When voltage drops below 20 millivolts, the cell often dies. Tesla's genius was recognizing that external electromagnetic fields could restore proper cellular voltage. Tesla's high-frequency oscillators generated electromagnetic fields that could penetrate tissue non-invasively. While the medical establishment of his time remained skeptical, Tesla documented numerous therapeutic effects, from improved circulation to reduced inflammation and accelerated healing. Today's PEMF therapy devices, like the one I use at Jolt PMF in Arizona, a bed made of Tesla coils, are directly inspired by Tesla's work and utilize the same principles. The scientific unit for measuring magnetic field strength, the Tesla, honors the man who pioneered this technology. Modern research has validated what Tesla discovered over a century ago. Specific pulsed electromagnetic fields can stimulate ATP production, the energy currency of cells, enhance cell membrane permeability, improve circulation, reduce inflammation, accelerate bone healing, and even help with neural regeneration. Thousands of peer-reviewed studies now confirm PEMF's effectiveness for conditions ranging from bone fractures to depression, from chronic pain to improved sleep. NASA has even developed its own PEMF devices to prevent muscle atrophy in astronauts. What makes PEMF so effective is that it works with, not against, nature, and there are no side effects. The Earth itself generates a pulsed electromagnetic field, the Schumann resonance, at approximately 7.83 Hertz. Our bodies evolved within this field for countless years. Modern environments shield us from this natural field while bombarding us with unnatural electromagnetic frequencies. Tesla understood that reconnecting the human body to beneficial electromagnetic frequencies wasn't alternative medicine. It was working with the fundamental operating system of our cells. This wasn't mysticism, it was biophysics. The most effective PEMF systems use frequencies that match the body's natural resonances. Alpha brain waves, 8 to 13 Hertz, theta waves, 4 to 7 Hertz, and even deeper delta waves. If I've tau 4 Hertz, these aren't arbitrary. They're the frequencies our cells naturally respond to. This principle echoes the biblical concept found in Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 5. This is what the sovereign Lord says to these bones: I will make breath enter you, and you will come to life. The Hebrew word for breath here is ruach, which also translates as spirit or energy. Tesla's work with electromagnetic healing was essentially finding the specific frequency of this life-giving energy. Among Tesla's most misunderstood inventions was his mechanical oscillator, sensationalized in the press as an earthquake machine. While the popular story claims Tesla nearly destroyed his own laboratory with this device, the truth reveals a profound understanding of resonance that applies to both the physical and quantum realms. Tesla understood that resonance, when an external frequency matches the natural frequency of an object, can produce tremendous effects from minimal input. Just as an opera singer can shatter a glass with the right note, Tesla's mechanical oscillator could create powerful vibrations in structures by finding their resonant frequency. During one experiment in 1898, Tesla attached a small oscillator to an iron column in his Houston Street laboratory. As he tuned the device to match the building's resonant frequency, the structure began to vibrate alarmingly. Neighbors called the police, thinking an earthquake was occurring. According to Tesla's own account, he was forced to destroy the oscillator with a hammer to stop the effects before structural damage occurred. This wasn't fiction. It was a demonstration of a fundamental principle. Energy applied at precisely the right frequency creates amplified effects through resonance. This same principle operates at the quantum level. Subatomic particles respond dramatically to energy at their specific resonant frequencies. Modern technologies from MRI machines to quantum computers utilize this precise principle, albeit in more controlled ways. The resonance principle that Tesla demonstrated with his mechanical oscillator is the same one that allows magnetic resonance imaging (MRI) to work by exciting hydrogen atoms at their resonant frequency. Tesla was simply applying at a macro scale what quantum physics would later apply at the micro scale. But perhaps Tesla's most advanced concept, and the one most deliberately obscured, was his work with what we now call scalar waves or longitudinal waves. Unlike conventional transverse electromagnetic waves that oscillate perpendicular to their direction of travel, scalar waves oscillate in the direction of travel. Tesla's wireless power transmission didn't rely on conventional electromagnetic radiation, which diminishes with the square of the distance. Instead, he worked with longitudinal waves in the ether, what modern quantum physics might call scalar perturbations in the quantum field. These scalar waves have properties that seem miraculous. They can penetrate solid objects without loss of intensity, travel faster than light in some circumstances, and carry information and energy in ways conventional waves cannot. Some advanced PEMF devices today claim to harness scalar waves for deeper therapeutic effects. While conventional science remains skeptical, these devices report results that cannot be explained through conventional electromagnetic theory alone. The most intriguing possibility is that scalar waves interact directly with DNA, the master control system of our cells. DNA itself functions as a scalar wave antenna, both receiving and transmitting information through quantum resonance processes. Romans chapter 1 verse 20 tells us, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made." I'm telling you, Tesla was perceiving these invisible qualities through his work with frequencies and fields that conventional instruments couldn't detect. When Tesla was murdered, died, in January of 1943, the FBI immediately seized all his papers and invention. The official story claims this was due to wartime security concerns. Tesla had claimed to invent a death ray that could destroy enemy aircraft from great distances. But the materials that remain classified to this day suggest something more was at stake. Tesla's understanding of energy and its transmission threatened a global economy built on scarcity and centralized control. Imagine a world where Tesla's vision had prevailed, distributed wireless power generated from renewable sources, available to anyone, anywhere on the planet. No power lines, no electric bills, no energy monopolies, no oil wars. Instead, we inherited a world of centralized power generation, vulnerable transmission lines, and energy systems that remain trapped in fundamentally 19th century paradigms, despite their high-tech veneer. Yet Tesla's vision hasn't died. Independent researchers around the world continue to experiment with his principles. Some claim significant breakthroughs in wireless energy transmission, advanced PEMF healing devices, and even more exotic technologies based on Tesla's suppressed work. Today, a new generation of scientists, engineers, and healers are reclaiming Tesla's vision. Free from the institutional constraints that limited previous generations, they're rediscovering and extending Tesla's work using technologies he could only dream of. Modern quantum physics has caught up to what Tesla intuited. We now have the mathematical frameworks and experimental evidence to understand what he was attempting to accomplish. Under Trump and RFK and discoveries like that of my own, I hope that in medicine, PEMF therapy can move from the fringe to the mainstream. We have FDA-approved PEMF devices now used in hospitals worldwide for bone healing, pain management, and even depression treatment. Wireless power transmission at smaller scales is now commonplace in consumer devices. More ambitious projects are exploring the principles Tesla established for longer range transmission. Most importantly, we're beginning to integrate Tesla's intuitive understanding with modern quantum physics, creating a more complete picture of how energy, matter, and consciousness interact. As Job chapter 26 verse 14 says, "And these are but the outer fringe of his works. How faint the whisper we hear of him! Who then can understand the thunder of his power?" Tesla heard more than a whisper. He perceived the fundamental patterns that govern our reality. Nikola Tesla wasn't just ahead of his time. He was operating with a different paradigm entirely. While his contemporaries saw a world of separate objects interacting through forces, Tesla perceived a continuous field of energy, frequency, and vibration, the very model that quantum physics would later confirm. "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena," Tesla said, "it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence." That day has arrived as quantum physics pushes beyond the limitations of materialism, as energy medicine gains scientific validation, as wireless technologies evolve toward Tesla's original vision. We are witnessing the vindication of a genius who was silenced for too long. Tesla's forbidden technology isn't lost, it was merely delayed. The question is no longer whether his vision was correct, but whether we're ready to embrace it. In Tesla's suppressed work lies not just technological revolution, but something even more valuable, a pathway to understanding the true nature of our energetic universe. Let the future tell the truth and evaluate each one according to his work and accomplishments. The present is theirs. The future for which I have really worked is mine. Nikola Tesla.